Hello! The topic that will be covered today in this TSI review is algebraic expressions and equations, order of operations, also known as Pemdas, presented by the Center for Learning Excellence. As you can see in this picture, there are several symbols used in the order of operations. For example, going from left to right, top to bottom. Number 1 parentheses. To help separate numbers, group numbers, or to indicate multiplication. Note, instead of parentheses, you can also use curly braces or brackets. Number 2, exponents, to help represent repeated multiplication. In this example, 3 is the exponent. Number 3, multiplication, which can be represented as an X, an asterisk, or a dot. Number 4, division symbol, placed between two numbers to indicate the division of the first number by the second number as you read the numbers from left to right. Note, the division symbol can also be represented by a /. Number 5, addition symbol, placed between two numbers to indicate the sum of those numbers. Number 6, subtraction symbol, placed between two numbers to indicate the subtraction of the second number from the first as you read the numbers from left to right. So what is Pemdas? So Pemdas is an acronym used to help remember the order at which we apply the operations in a given math expression. Remembering the order of operations, Pemdas. The P represents parentheses. Included on the same order are brackets, curly braces, and absolute values. The E represents exponents, which A and B represents constants, in which B represents the exponent, also known as a raised power. The M represents multiplication, which a dot or an asterisk is used to represent the symbol. The D represents division, also known as quotient. It could be represented by a line or a dot, a line and a dot. Keep in mind that when performing an operation that involves multiplication and division, you start from left to right. The A represents addition. The S represents subtraction. You also have to keep in mind that when performing an operation of addition and subtraction, you start from left to right. One way to recall Pemdas is by using the phrase, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." Other key things that you have to remember are always working from left to right when working with division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. You do whichever one comes first. Evaluating from left to right. So what do I mean when working from left to right when multiplication and division or addition and subtraction are involved? Here we have some examples that will help you understand how to properly apply multiplication and division and addition and subtraction. The first expression involves multiplication and division. So here we have 6 times 3 divided by 2. So we check to see what comes first from left to right. And we see that we have multiplication that comes first. So we're going to be multiplying 6 times 3 gives us 18, divided by 2 gives us 9. So our final answer is 9. In addition and subtraction, we have 8 plus 4 minus 9. So again, the same rule applies where we're working from left to right. So we have that addition comes first, and we're going to add 8 plus 4. That gives us 12. Minus 9 gives us 3. Our final answer is 3. Now we're going to be working with division and multiplication and subtraction and addition. We have here an expression which is 36 divided by 6 times 4. So we also apply the same rule working from left to right. We see that division comes first. So we're going to be dividing 36 divided by 6. That gives us a 6 times 4 gives us 24, and our final answer is 24. In subtraction and addition, we have 20 minus 6 plus 7. We're working from left to right, So we see that subtraction comes first. So we're going to subtract 20 minus 6. That gives us 14 plus 7. That gives us 21. And our final answer is 21. Applying Pemdas. Let's apply Pemdas in the following expression. The first letter is P for parentheses. So let's identify what part of the expression is in parentheses. A quick note that P reminds us to first evaluate whatever is in parentheses. So here we have 7 minus 5 in parentheses, and that gives us an answer of a 2. The next letter is E for exponents. So again, let's identify what part of the expression has an exponent, and here we have that 3 has an exponent of 2, also known as a raised power. So the E reminds us to evaluate numbers with exponents and powers. So 3 raised to the second power, which is also known as 3 times 3, that gives us an answer of a 9. The following letter is M for multiplication. So let's identify what part of the expression has multiplication. And here we see that the multiplication sign is in between the 9 and the 2. So the M reminds us to apply multiplication from left to right, which we're going to be multiplying 9 times 2. That gives us an answer of an 18. The following letter is D for division. So let's identify what part of the expression has division, and we see that the division sign is in between the 10 and the 2. So the D tells us to apply any division from left to right. So 10 divided by 2 gives us an answer of a 5. So the next letter is A for addition. So let's identify what part of the expression has the addition sign. And here we have that the addition sign is in between the 18 and the 5. And the A reminds us to apply any addition from left to right. And here we are going to be adding 18 plus 5. That gives us an answer of 23. Our last letter is S for subtraction. So let's identify what part of the expression has subtraction. And here we have that the subtraction sign is in between the 23 and the 1, and the S tells us to apply any subtraction from left to right. So 23 minus 1, that's 22. And that's our final answer, is 22. Consider the following example. Please take a moment to evaluate this expression. Afterwards, we will evaluate this expression together. So let's evaluate this expression by using Pemdas. To begin, let's rewrite this expression, and we will start with the letter P, which stands for parentheses. In this example, we have 2 plus 1 in parentheses, and this gives us an answer of 3 in parentheses. The next letter is E for exponents. Our value, 3 in parentheses, has an exponent of 2. So let's evaluate this part of our expression, and that gives us an answer of 9. The next letter in Pemdas is M for multiplication. In our expression, we have a product of a negative 3 times 2. This simplifies our expression to 4 plus 9 minus 6. The next letter is D for division. Notice that our expression does not have a division, so what we're going to do is we're going to be skipping that letter. Let's rewrite our expression to continue. The next letter is A for addition. Our expression has 4 plus 9. This gives us 13 minus 6. The last letter is S for subtraction. And this is our last operation, which gives us an answer of a 7. And so our final result is 7. If you got this result, good job. Let's look at another example. Before we work it out together, calculate this expression on your own. So let's evaluate this expression by using Pemdas. Let us start copying our given expression. The first letter is P for parentheses, so that's our first step. Note, we don't have parentheses, but we do have absolute value bars. Remember, absolute value bars are included with parentheses. And so we need to first calculate the value inside the absolute values. For now, we will ignore everything outside the absolute values. In this case, we will ignore the 72 and the division symbol. We can now use the next letter, which is E for exponents. This means we need to evaluate the 3 raised to the power of 2. This equals to 9. The next letter is M for multiplication, but for this example, multiplication is not used. To continue, let's rewrite the expression. Our next letter is D for division. Only working inside the absolute value bars, we have a negative 36 divided by 9. This gives us a negative 4 inside the absolute value bars. The last letters are A and S for addition and subtraction. Yet this example does not use any addition or subtraction. Note, at this point we have the absolute value of a negative 4, which is equal to a 4. Now we have the expression of 72 divided by 4. This means the only operation to apply is D for division. So let's divide 72 by 4. That gives us an answer of an 18. And this is our final result. If you got this result, good job.